And Noah lived after the flood 350 years. So all the days of Noah were 950 years. And he died. My name's Arthur. Thank you for joining me as we turn to Genesis chapter 9, and we're reading the events of Noah's family as they come off the ark and begin re-establishing life on the earth. The first thing that Noah did was to offer a sacrifice, a burnt offering of worship to the Lord. And the Lord has spoken to Noah, charging him to be fruitful and multiply and fill the earth. He has given a covenant with Noah that he would never again destroy the earth with a flood, destroying all flesh on the earth, and that men were now able to eat flesh. They could kill animals for food or for whatever reason, but they did not have the right to kill other men. And this, of course, is fundamental to the debate today about euthanasia and abortion and cloning and many other things, that man wants to start farming men, but God has not given us that right. Noah and his family begin life again on the earth, this cleansed earth. We take the reading up from verse 18. Now the sons of Noah who went out of the ark were Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And Ham was the father of Canaan. These three were the sons of Noah, and from them the whole earth was populated. And Noah began to be a farmer, and he planted a vineyard. Then he drank of the wine and was drunk, and became uncovered in his tent. And Ham, the father of Canaan, saw the nakedness of his father, and told his two brothers outside. But Shem and Japheth took a garment, laid it on both their shoulders, and went backward, and covered the nakedness of their father. Their faces were turned away, and they did not see their father's nakedness. So Noah awoke from his wine, and he knew what his younger son had done to him. Then he said, Cursed be Canaan, a servant of servants he shall be to his brethren. And he said, Blessed be the Lord, the God of Shem, and may Canaan be his servant. May God enlarge Japheth, and may he dwell in the tents of Shem, and may Canaan be his servant. And Noah lived after the flood 350 years. So all the days of Noah were 950 years, and he died. And may the Lord bless these words to us. The 350 years that Noah lived were incredible years, and we learn a little bit about them in the next couple of chapters. But it was long enough for Noah to see life well and truly re-established on the earth. But the character of life was different. This account shows us that these people were far from perfect. So we have the three sons, and we're told about Ham having a son, Canaan. Evidently Canaan was born very quickly after the flood. He may have even been conceived during the flood, for he is very quickly on the scene. But when we turn to the genealogy of Shem, we find that he had a son also born 2 years after the flood. But Canaan is mentioned here particularly because he is apparently the first person born after the flood, and because of sin, a curse falls upon him. We first of all have the declaration, from these the whole earth was populated, just in case you think there might have been a pocket of people somewhere in the world that survived the flood. No, the Australian Aborigines, the South American Indians, the Africans, the Chinese, the Mongolese, the Russians, the Europeans, all descended from Noah's family. Noah had 3 sons, and this represents 3 great branches of humanity. So Ham became the father of those of Africa. Japheth was the father of Europe, and Shem was the father of the Asians. And these 3 great groups arose from these 3 sons. Well, Noah started farming. He planted a vineyard, collected some grapes and produced wine, and became drunk. Drunkenness is a sin that has caused trouble for men right through from Noah's time to the present time. I was talking with a friend the other day who had been talking with a policeman who seems to be on stress leave. And he says, well, if we got rid of alcohol, I'd be out of a job. And a dentist friend of mine has the same comment since they increased the drinking hours. Every time he has to fix somebody's teeth because they've been in a fight, he thinks of the politicians who thought it was a good idea to extend drinking times. Alcohol is a huge cost to society. It is a continual trouble. And Noah fell, and it caused not so much Noah to sin, but it caused Ham to sin. For Ham saw his father uncovered in the tent, but instead of being embarrassed for his father and covering him and honouring his father, he came and told his brothers, sought to shame his father. Well, Shem and Japheth were concerned about the honour of their father, and they covered his nakedness, carefully averting their eyes. But Noah, when he wakes up and becomes conscious, places a curse, not on Ham himself, but on Ham's son, Canaan, that Canaan would be a servant of servants to his brethren. Now this curse was ultimately fulfilled when God gave the land of Canaan to the Israelites. He took it away from the Canaanites when their iniquity was complete in the time of Moses. It does not extend to all of Ham's descendants, Africans. It is not a justification or a reason for excusing the slavery that took place in the last 500 years, where Africans, and it's been done in the Pacific and many other places as well, people are taken and made slaves. That is nowhere justified in the Scriptures. But the curse against Canaan was fulfilled as the Israelites came back into the land, and those Canaanites that were not killed became servants of Israel. God has blessed the God of Shem, so Shem takes the lead in this family, and it is through Shem that godliness prevails in the earth. Abraham and the Israelites are descendant of Shem, and Japheth would dwell in the tents of Shem, so that there would be blessings for Japheth as well, because of their cooperation together. But Canaan, the son of Ham, would be the servant. So the curse wasn't placed on all of Ham's people. It does not justify the slavery that was subsequently introduced. It doesn't justify men treating other ethnic groups as inferior. They are not. They are all made in the image of God. But what it does indicate is that there are consequences of sin, and we usually don't appreciate what they are, but they will flow through. Noah saw the earth populated, and Noah lived until the time of Abraham.